Hello friends! Today I'm going to show you how to make this super cute rainbow macarons. Also, you can find a template available on my blog. You can download it, print it, and place under your mat or parchment paper. And I'm going to show you how to pipe the rainbows, and we're going to fill them with a Lucky Charms buttercream. If you like today's video, give it a like and also subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every week. So the first thing we're going to do is prepare our piping bags. We're going to need 4 different piping bags for the 4 different colors. For the clouds that are white, for the blue, the yellow, and the pink. For the clouds, I used tip number 8. For the blue part, I used tip number 6. For the yellow part, I used tip number 5. And for the pink part, I used tip number 4. And this is just depending on the thickness of the batter that we're going to need according to the template. So now let's make the batter. Place a bowl over a pan with barely simmering water. Add sugar and egg whites to the bowl and whisk until the sugar has completely melted. It should only take a couple of minutes. You can test by touching the mixture between your fingers, and if you don't feel any sugar granules, you can remove it from the heat. Transfer the syrup to the bowl of a mixer. Start whisking on low and then gradually increase the speed to medium and then to medium-high. I actually like to finish whipping my meringue on speed 6 of the KitchenAid now. You should whip the meringue until stiff peaks have formed. When you pull the whisk up, the peaks should be shooting straight up, but not bending down to the side. Now we're going to pour the sifted powdered sugar and almond flour into the stiff meringue. And we're going to start folding with a spatula. Since we're making different colors, as soon as you see no more dry ingredients in the meringue, stop folding. And then we're going to divide the batter between 4 different bowls. You will need more batter for the clouds, so reserve a larger amount for the white batter. Work with one bowl at a time, leaving the other ones covered meanwhile. To the first batter, I didn't add any food coloring as this would be the batter dedicated to piping the clouds, so I wanted it to be white. Fold the batter until the perfect consistency is achieved. The batter should be flowing off the spatula slowly and effortlessly, and it should quickly incorporate with the batter that's already in the bowl. Transfer it to one of the prepared piping bags fitted with the tip number 8. Also secure the top with a tie so the batter doesn't escape while you're piping, and also so it stays safe from drying out while you work with the remaining batter. Now let's set this piping bag aside and let's work with the second batter. To this batter, I add some blue food coloring. And then fold until the perfect consistency is achieved. Like I've explained before, the batter should be flowing off the spatula slowly and effortlessly. Transfer this batter to another prepared piping bag. This time we're going to transfer it to the piping bag with the tip number 6. Also secure the top with a tie. Next up is the pink batter. I just added a little bit of pink food coloring and folded the batter until the perfect consistency was achieved. And then the same as before, I transferred it to an already prepared piping bag. For the pink batter, I used the tip number 4. Now moving on to the final batter, the yellow color. Add food coloring and fold. Once the batter is ready, transfer it to a piping bag fitted with the number 5 tip. You can download and print these templates from my blog, and you can place them under your mat or parchment paper. Also, have in mind that the clouds are a little bit different from one side to another, so you're gonna have to print the reverse template also. I offer both on my blog. so this way you can match the macarons later to form the sandwich. I like to pipe the rainbows by starting with the bottom layer of the rainbow, the pink color. Next, pipe the middle layer, which is yellow. And then finally, the blue layer. Last of all, we're going to pipe the clouds. And then tap the trays against the counter or against the palm of your hands to release any air bubbles. Use a toothpick to smooth out the batter and drag it out to the outlines. After some practice, you can begin piping 2 or 3 rainbows at a time by piping the pink layers of a couple of rainbows and then moving on to the yellow, the blue layers, and finally the clouds. Only do this once you're faster at piping, otherwise the batter is going to start to dry out and you won't be able to use a toothpick to spread it out or to obtain a smooth shell. After piping out the rainbows, let the tray sit so the shells will dry. Mine usually take about 20 to 40 minutes. The shells are ready to be baked once you can touch the top of a shell and it doesn't stick to your finger. I bake my macaron shells at a 325 Fahrenheit oven. This temperature may be different for you depending on your oven. Bake for 5 minutes and then rotate the tray. Again, not all bakers have to rotate the trays. This depends on your oven. In the last 5 minutes of baking, I like to place a piece of foil over the macarons to make sure that they don't brown too much. I ended up baking this rainbow macarons for about 15 minutes each tray. If you try to move a macaron, it shouldn't feel jiggly. If the macaron is still jiggly, keep baking a little bit longer, otherwise you can remove it from the oven. Now we're going to make our Lucky Charms buttercream. Place the Lucky Charms cereal in a food processor and process until fine. Sift the powder and set aside. You can discard the larger parts that stayed in the sifter. Cream some butter at medium speed in the bowl of a mixer until creamy and fluffy. Add powdered sugar and the powdered Lucky Charms to the bowl. Mix on low and then increase the speed to medium and cream for another 1 to 2 minutes. If the buttercream is too stiff, you can add a little bit of milk. You can add food color into the buttercream if you want to. I decided to just leave it this way. Then place the buttercream in a piping bag fitted with a small round tip. And then you can finally pipe some buttercream on the bottom of each rainbow shell, then top with another shell. So that's it, guys. I really hope you enjoyed today's recipe. These rainbow macarons were so fun to make. I really love them. For the full recipe and for the template, you can go to my blog, piesandtacos.com. I'm going to put a link down below in the description box. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!